What's up, all you beautiful people? Your boy, the Vuvuzela, is in the building. Happy Monday if you're watching this on a Monday. If you're not, and you're watching it any other day, because it's a recap and you haven't watched it on the day it came out, well then, happy whatever day you're watching this on. A huge thank you to everybody that is. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe, get notified, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers and haters, tell everybody to join in on the Vuvuzela Victory Challenge, episode 71. That's 71. We're kicking off the brand new season. It is the 2033-34 season in Portugal with Porto. Let's go. Happy Monday. We're back for some more football action with Porto. It's a good day. It is a good day. And before we jump into the games, we're going to do a quick squad recap. And just a squad recap of everything we bought players, we sold. I'm going to start off with one guy that I actually had a look at as our hot prospect, Renato Marcelino. Keep an eye out for this guy. 16 years old. And look at those. Look at all those blue stats coming for vision, off the ball, and decision making. This guy, as a left wing, is absolutely incredible. I mean, with these stats, he could even play attacking midfielder and striker. He looks like he could be absolutely fantastic. Came through on our youth intake last season. I think I did mention him when we did the youth intake. But I just want to do just development already in just half a season, or like 3 months of season, has been absolutely insane. Actually, I wanted to go to progress, not there. You can see already up marks everywhere. There's no point of this. You can't really see the full all time. It's not going to be that great. But he has definitely improved already in just a few months at the club. Just wanted to mention him. And if we compare him to the likes of Mash and actually let's go Silva, a sort of a closer age gap between the two of them. That green is Marcelino. He is not that much off Silva. In fact, he could easily be a backup first-team player already at 16 years old. His physicals need a little bit of work, but everything else, I mean, he's got it made. He is good. He is very, very good. Quick rundown of the transfers. Let's do that in a moment. We can have a quick look at the transfers this season, of course. We'll start off with the ones that we did sell last season. Of course, there's those two transfers rather. Valentin Barco left for 25 million to Tottenham Hotspurs. Fantastic player, really is a good player. 25 million. I think we did quite a bit to get 25 million for him, especially the fact that he's 29. Could be starting to decline a little bit in his ability, but he is a very, very good player. And you know what? Kudos to him. We got some money off him. Another one we sold was Julius Fossa. He was a 24-year-old average centre mid. Never really could break into the squad. Was on loan at Rio Ave. They decided to trigger the optional buy fee of 250,000 or 625,000. And then we also sold quite a few other players, the likes of Raul Perez for 31 million, or rising to 31 million to Leicester. I think we got a lot of money for him. His value is already 89 to 124. I don't know, just the English tax, you know. Player moves to an English team and immediately their transfer value just skyrockets. Martim Neto, another one here for 9.5 million. His value is also skyrocketed in Saudi. 30 years old, was probably never going to play much football next season. One of the youngsters we sold is Peto, João Mario Peto. Did well to get the fee that we got for him. I don't see him developing that much. And for 13,000, I thought that was a decent little deal. Then another one of the French players going to Al Heli. 9 million for him. Decent player. Just unfortunately, we have better players in that position. The same can be said for Varela at 32 years old. It was time for him to wind down his career a little bit. And then a couple of other youngsters in the likes of Santos and Mimi. Mimi was one of my youth intakes from the first season that I was here. Was all right. Never really performed well. Came in at 17 years old, left at 19. Was never going to develop any better. Then a whole bunch of loans. until we get to Wedded Fagir. 10 million for him to Dortmund. I think we did very well to get 10 million. Never really shone for us when he played for us in the one season. It was 24 played, 3 goals, didn't play well. Had a really good season in Ajax, though. Went on loan halfway through last season. 9 goals, 1 assist in 16 games. Not a bad little spell for him. Managed to get a transfer. And then with that money sold, about 80 million sold, we brought in for 68 million 5 very good players who I feel is the difference that it's going to need next season, or this season rather. We start off with a permanent left back in Marcelino Escobar coming in on that left-hand side. Fantastic player. I think he could do what Barco could do as well. Maybe not as good as Barco, but I feel like he is very, very good left back. And then as a backup, since we saw Perez, is Elijah van der Meer, 23 years old, has the long throw and good determination to be a wing back. I think he could potentially go ahead of Escobar, depending on how they play, how they do. And then another player in the defense is Danny Buder, a good backup, 19-year-old centre-back. We needed someone just to help out Orestes when he gets a bit tired. There's a lot of football to be played. So Danny Buder will be one of them. And then in the midfield, as a good backup option, Hossam Amir coming into the squad just to help out there. Can also help out attacking midfielder role. 13 assists last season for his club. We're looking at hopefully capitalizing a little bit on that as a good rotation option. And then the one player that I'm extremely excited about is Henderson Bueno Vaz. 19 years old. And just look at him. Just look at acceleration 16, agility 17, flair 17. This man is creative up the wazoo. And if you just compare him to Domini, who will be basically, he'll be Domini's understudy, if I can find Domini. I mean, you can just see that he is a much pacier player and a little bit better mentally and aerial. I mean, he still has a little bit of time to develop his technicals, which can easily be rectified. But I think a long-term option, Henderson Bueno Vaz, could definitely be in the first team. We're going to quickly do a quick breakdown of the squad. We can just take out all positions, put in the goalkeepers. We're going to have our 3 goalkeepers for the season. Florian Diaz came in last season in January, had a fantastic little run, 14 games, 8 conceded, 7 clean sheets. Exactly what you want to see from a number 1. And he will continue in the number 1 jersey. Yusei Segawa will definitely be our backup for the season. Played 1 game, got a clean sheet. Good backup option. And Fabio Cruz will be the 3rd option. He is wanted, and they need to transfer. I'm not going to put him on loan. Managed to play 1 game for the Porto B team, conceded 2 goals. So, I mean, he's from the youth intake a while ago, and he could be potentially a good one, but I think Segawa might be a little bit better of a backup option. Then in terms of defenders, and we'll just do the right-hand side first. These are all the players that can play on the right-hand side. Of course, Orestes and Escobar can fill in on that right-hand side, but obviously we're going to be looking at Nunez and Marcio as the 2 right wingers. Marcio definitely going to be the number 1 choice on that right-hand side. He picked up a couple of assists last season, 3 assists, 2 goals on that right-hand side. Not to be outdone, Carlos Nunez, 2 goals, 3 assists last season. Had a good fair share of games between the 2 of them. Over on the left-hand side, we've only got we've got 3 players that all can play on the left-hand side. Escobar and Vladimir, we've already spoken about. Paulo Matos sitting as the 3rd option. He is unhappy at the club. He wants to leave. He wants to actually go on loan, but I don't really want to send him on loan. If he leaves, I want him to sell. I've told him I'm going to sell him. He said he doesn't want to be sold. I'm still put him on the transfer list. He's not, unfortunately, he's just not going to be good enough for the squad and probably won't see much first-team football. In terms of centre backs, this is where we're looking very strong. Of course, Orestes and Julio Cesar will continue their partnership together. Both of them had fantastic seasons. Orestes picking up 8 goals in the process, 722. Been very consistent. With Julio Cesar, we brought in last season. Fantastic first start. 3 goals, 723. Both have been fantastic. And then we got some backups. We do have Cho Du-yong still at the club. There is a 10 million bid on him from Southampton. Good little player. 1 goal, 1 assist, 6.96. Not a bad contribution. And then we do also, like I mentioned, Danny Bruder. And we've got Edmilson Kamara, who I think is a decent centre-back and can definitely do the business when called upon as a rotation option. The only issue that I have is Border is definitely very right-footed, Kamara rather, and so is Border. I don't really have another left-footed centre-back. So maybe if we get the 10 million from Cho, we can go look at maybe finding a young left-back that could possibly play as just a backup to Julio Cesar. Which could allow me to maybe loan out Edmilson or not. I don't know. I'll see how that one goes through. In terms of midfielders, let's just do that. We've got a lot of midfielders in the squad. I'm going to break it down into DMs and attacking midfielders. In the DM side, of course, we've got Marcio, who can potentially play in that position. Not well, but he can. But obviously, we're going to go with Gunnar Duath and Eletu as our 2 centre-mids. The 2 of them had a fantastic little partnership last season. Of course, Duath picking up 6 goals and 5 assists at 722, as well as a man of the match. Victor Eletu, a little bit not as prolific with 3 goals and 6 assists, but in 731 proves that he is still a valuable player. And at 34 million, I feel like we need to actually use him a little bit more. We do have Mateus Moya as a very good backup option, played alongside both of those players with 2 goals, 4 assists in 25 games. Fantastic little notch from him. In terms of backups, Amir, we've spoken about, and then Bruno Costa, another guy that I'm keen to give a little bit of minutes to this season, just to help him out. Had a good loan spot at Cardiff and at Sheffield Wednesday last season, the season prior. So he has developed quite nicely, looking to maybe give him a little bit more of a proper run. In terms of attacking midfielders, we can have a look here. Tarek Domini, I haven't spoken much about him, but he is just a fantastic player, all-round player. He's happy at the club once again. 11 goals, 14 assists, 5 man of the matches in 25 games. It's nothing to joke about. This man was desperate to keep him. We did keep him. Spoke about Bruno Vaz, of course. Shahid Raza, I definitely want to give him some minutes this season. Had a very good loan spot at Thun last season with 21 games, 669. Not too bad, but at 17 years old, he was looking really good. And of course, like I said, American also play there. Tarekos is another option who can play there also on the right-hand side. We'll probably utilize him if we need to, but I'm not against, him going out of the club if there's a good offer that comes in. Over on the left-hand side, we don't have much options in the likes of Mash and Silva, of course, the only 2 natural left wingers. Imiga can also play on the left-hand side. He will probably be used as a utility guy when he does come back from his injury. Still 2 more months left for him. Lucas Mash asked, he play according to the home screen. I mean, can we talk about 7 goals, 13 assists, 4 man of the matches, 736. Bought him for 8 million from Slavia Praha. I mean, he's just a fantastic player. He really is. And you know what? Romanu Silva, probably one of the best backup players I have. 24 played, 6 goals, 6 assists, 713. He was absolutely fantastic for Preston the last season before. He is someone that I'm definitely looking at giving some minutes as well. Those 2 will probably be rotated quite a bit. Over on the right-hand side, we have a little bit more depth in terms of players. Of course, Diego Almeida is going to be our first choice, and this man is just absolutely fantastic. 9 goals, 11 assists last season, 4 man of the matches in 30 games, with his understudy being Rui Pedro Neves. Youngster was on loan at Middlesbrough last season, picked up 7 goals, 4 assists in the championship, 8 man of the matches. This man is looking like he's going to be fine. We'll definitely keep an eye out on Rui Pedro de Neves over there. And then in the French, we do have the likes of Marc Pierre-Louis, Tarekos, and Emiga, of course, who can all play there. Vaz as well can also play as a right winger. And probably other than his finishing, which I don't think you need really much as a winger, could easily do that job as well. We got up front, and our up front is where we're probably lacking the most, I think, in terms of just firepower. And that is because we only have two proper full out-and-out strikers in Herman Figueira. Obviously, don't need to talk much about him. 21 goals, 8 assists, 31 games, 3 man of the matches, a 740 rating. He has been our go-to guy. Mark Pierre-Louis coming into the squad was at Plymouth last season in the championship, scored 22 goals for them, 2 assists. I feel the two of them could definitely put on the business. In a pinch, we could also use Raza and Emiga when available in the team. That's the whole team. That is basically what we're doing. We've got our first game coming up. It is against Benfica. It is the Supataka Candino de la Vera Vodafone Trophy, basically the Community Shield of Portugal. And we are going to make just one swap from the team that I originally mapped out. I am going to start De Neves up front instead of Almeida. He's still coming back from a slight knock. I was thinking of playing a little bit of a rotated squad, but I kind of want to win trophies because obviously the more trophies we win, the more points we get onto that Hall of Fame section. But I have put the likes of Vaz and Pierre-Louis on the bench, Da Costa and Broda. You know what? Moya can have a bit of a... Broda can have a rest. He's not looking 100%. So we'll give him a rest. We'll put on Amir, and Moya can come off for Kamara. Give him... Just so we have some centre-back options as well. That's the team it's going to take on. So it's going to be Diaz, Marcio, Orestes, Julius Cesar, Escobar as our back five. Duath and Letu being in the midfield. Mash, Domini, De Neves, and Figueira all going to start. Like I mentioned, Almeida did just recover from a recent injury. Had a slight bruised ankle just a few days ago. So he is fully fit to play, but we'll give De Neves a run today. See how he can do in terms of... Vaz, you don't need number 5. You can get 29. You're still a youngster. You're still a youngster. Let's go to the game. It is a season opener for the Super Taka de Oliveira Vodafone thingy. And Benfica are not holding back. They've gone with their first team, but De Neves just dispossessed. Kerkers. Scholtenbeck tries to win it back. Can't. Domini picking up Marcio. Figueira back to Marcio. And he's skyrocketed that into the stands. Of course, playing at neutral grounds at their Stadio de Bessa. Scielo 21. That is in Porto. So is it a home game? Probably. I think Benfica also from Porto, so I think they're Lisbon. They're Benfica Lisbon, I think, yeah. Both teams looks like they really are going for it. Mash going for Orestes. Of course, scored 8 goals last season through some corners. Mash going for it. Mash mashes it into the back of the net. What a finish. Absolutely fantastic finish from Lucas Mash. Orestes' header couldn't get in there. Marcio picked up Mash in a good position, cut inside, and then just smashed it in for the first goal of the season for our Czechia wonder kid. And I'm still calling him wonder kid because he's only 23 years of age. He still has a lot more football here at Porto. Escobar goes to Mash now. And he's really cutting inside beautifully. Picks up Figueira. De Neves, poor first touch, gives the ball away. And could potentially hit a counterattack. But Orestes is there to clean up any wrongdoings. Gunnar Diath running it forward, picking up Mash in a good position. Domini's through. Domini shoots. Tarek Domani with the finish. You got to love it. You got to love it. What a cracker of a goal. I'm very glad he managed to stay this season. I was very much worried that because he wanted a new contract and he wanted close to 200,000 K. I'm glad he decided to stay on and help with the project that is FC Porto, because I want to win the Champions League this season. I feel like we have a good enough squad to beat the Champions League. We've beaten teams like Bayern Munich, like Real Madrid, like PSG. So we have the good squad. We just need a good day in the Champions League. In terms of today's game, fantastic little result. 2-0 up at halftime, exactly where we want to be. Probably will make a couple of swaps later on just to give some of the other guys a good of a run. Mash coming through there, goes down to Bido with a good little defensive tackle there, but he's given the ball away with Domini coming through. That could have easily been 3 if he did one of his power shots instead. Decided to tap it to Altair instead. Salguero picks up Darwin on the wing. Darwin Nunes finds Kudas. Mohamed Kudas, I think, was offside. think he was offside. I didn't see the linesman's flag. He was offside. I think he was just ahead of Nunes there. Darwin Nunes trying to cut inside. Yeah, you can see he was just offside, but he wasn't. Darmani cuts inside to De Neves. De Neves takes a shot, hits the ball. Mash puts his effort wide. That should have been 3-3. I think Mash should have hit the target on that one. But De Neves, I'm impressed. He's been playing well. He's being very progressive. We're going to make some swaps after this free kick. Let's see what happens with the free kick. Figueira goes Darmani. It's fallen into Victor Letu. And Altair makes the save. We're going to do the corner quick before we make swaps. Never make swaps on a corner. Lucas Mash goes to the near post looking for Orestes. And he's off the mark as well. That's 3. We can make those swaps now. We can definitely make those swaps now. Going to give some of the new players a little bit of a run. Let's see. Vandermeer can come on for Escobar. We'll bring him on. Amir can come in for Duath. Bruno Costa can come in for Letu. Vaz can come in for Darmani. And Pierre-Louis can come in for Figueira. All 5 swaps. Doing it now. I feel confident that we should be fine. Only concern is Bruno Costa, not really heavily left-footed, more of a right-footed player, but I'm sure he can adapt. Should we do all 5? Let's do all 5. We're 3-0 up. We're good. Do all 5 swaps. Give them all a run. You can see the goal again. Orestes finds himself in a good spot. Altair, nothing he could do about that. Absolutely fantastic. 3-0 up. Bring on the 5 swaps. Vandermeer has the first opportunity to showcase him and Vaz and Bruno all connecting there with those passes. Orestes finding Marcio out on the wing. Amir. Marcio knows he's got the creativity for good passes. Marcio looking for Lucas Mash on the back post. Can't find him. Bueno Vaz. Henderson Bueno Vaz. What a header. Absolutely fantastic. That's what you love to see from new signings. Marcio coming down on the wing. Cuts it deep into Mash. Couldn't get the header. The clearance wasn't good. It took a wicked deflection of the defender. It looked a lot better from the other angle when I looked at it quickly. I didn't see the deflection, but you know what? They all count. Doesn't matter how they get into the back of the net. A goal is a goal. And Bueno Vaz is on the score sheet in Porto colors. And we have absolutely decimated Benfica today. Just look at the stats again, and we're coming in for more. Marcio looking for Bueno Vaz. Anderson Bueno Vaz. There we go. Good boy, Vaz. Bueno Vaz. We love it. Absolutely love it. I knew I didn't just buy him for the name. He is a quality player. And what a finish. Absolutely fantastic. Like I mentioned, just look at the stats here on the right-hand side. We have absolutely dominated Benfica today. Other than possession, we've just been literally all over them. Mash coming in, cutting deep, can't get the ball. Hugo Felix trying to clear it out. Can't clear it out properly. Bruno Costa now brings in Mash. Bueno Vaz to try and finish off the hat-trick. Altair this time gets a hand to it. Das Neves goes for the cross. Picks up Schulte block instead of Orestes. Back to Das Neves though. He cuts in deep. Was looking for Mash, I think. And just overhit it in the end. Bruno Costa couldn't pick that up. Throwing highlight already deep in their own half, in Benfica's half. Hugo Felix trying to do something. He loses out to Bueno Vaz. Bueno Vaz. Bueno Vaz. Ah! You know what? He's looking for that hat-trick, guys, and I think he can do it. Just Neves looking back post to Bueno Vaz. I'm going to have fun saying that name this whole season, aren't I? Bueno Vaz. I love it. I absolutely love it. There we go. 5-0 defeat to Benfica. 5-0 fantastic result for the Supertarka Candino de Oliveira Vodafone Trophy. There we go. That's what it looks like. That's another one in the bag for the Vazslap, for Vasilio Greaves. And there we go. Lifted up high. Our captain Figueira getting in there and going to lift the trophy up in the sky with the champions. First trophy of the season in the bag. Let's go, ladies and gents. Let's absolutely go. You know what? I never really pay attention to these press conferences. We just won 5-0, right? This is the first question from Sergio Noguera. Alan Varela's departure from the club leaves a very obvious leadership void. How do you tend to fill it? Varela was never in the captaincy situation. He wasn't even, I think he was like 5th choice. I hate these press conferences. I really do. How much do you think Ramper's departure will have? Guys, we won 5-0. I don't think it's affecting us at all. Oh, my word. That makes me angry. Here we go. Bueno Vaz makes immediate impact on his debut. Absolutely fantastic. Lucas Mash picks up man of the match. A goal and 2 assists. Get in Mash. Absolutely fantastic. Brandley Tuchel. Why is Man United boss looking at Figueira? Why are you looking at Figueira? Don't look at my players. You have strikers. You have your own strikers. Who do you have as a striker? You've got Garnacho who can play there. You've got Amy. You've got Evan Ferguson. I mean, he is injury prone. I know that, but maybe you can give me him and we'll make a trade. I wouldn't mind that trade. Obviously, I've got to scout you a little bit more. Fernando. Look at his hair. Look at Fernando's hair. And Fernando's not a bad little option. I mean, I won't sell Figueira, but Fernando, not a bad option. Youngster. Anyway, guys, we've got our first game of the League Portugal coming up against our affiliate team in Portimonense. Of course, Portimonense, media prediction, I think, is 10th. Sorry, there it is. 10th media prediction. I didn't actually show you ours because, well, ours is first. You can just see on this screen, the one that shows you it's first. And when we show the season preview, we first, and we've been first the whole time. We didn't have to start. You can look at the Dream 11. Diaz, Orestes, Escobar, Mash, Aletu, Almeida, and Figueira all in the Dream 11 as well. Someone signed Oliver Renier. Benfica signed Renier. Wow. Why didn't they play him? Only 8 million. Boone could have done so much better. Boone, man. They had a bad season last season, by the way, but they could have made so much more money off him. So much more money off Renier. They need my financing work there. I mean, their values aren't great, but I mean, you can demand a little bit when you have players like Renier there and Thierry Marchal, who's listed, by the way. How is he listed? He is so good. And you're listing him. Anyway, Felipe is still there. That's nice to see. I loved Felipe. Great player. Probably wouldn't fit into the Porto team, but he was a good player for us. Anyway, let's go to the game in a week's time. Oh, 3 days' time. Sorry, not a week. Right, ladies and gents, we're back for our first home game of the season. First game in the Liga Portugal. Same team that started against Benfica. Only saw Almeida coming into the team. Das Neves, who had a fantastic game, dropping to the bench. And Bruno Costa suspended already for this game. Only other stop as well, Bruda coming in on the bench for us. I've allowed the likes of Terekos, Matos, Cho Duyong, and Raza to all play in the B team as well, just to give them a little option. I'm actually thinking with the emergence of Bueno Vaz, maybe to allow Raza to go on loan to Portimonense, our affiliate, but as a regular starter or first team player, just so he can get minutes in League Portugal. I think that might be the best play for him to develop a little bit better. So I don't think, considering how good Domini and Bueno Vaz are, I don't think he's going to get much game time unless he gets one of those players get a massive long-term injury. He probably won't start that much. Buda can get 5. Yeah, that's good enough. Right, let's go to the game. Taking on Portimonense. It is at home. It is in Porto. It is our first home game of the season. It's our first game of the season. at the Dargao. And kickoff is underway against our affiliates, of course. Like I was thinking, learning Raza out, and they don't play with an attacking midfielder. They play with a 3 at the back, which, I mean, doesn't bode well for Raza getting first-team football. So maybe I'll just offer him out and see if there's any big teams that want to take him on as a regular starter. I feel like it's important for his development. Like I said, I want to give him minutes this season, but I've got such good attacking midfielders that he probably won't get much. But anyway, Gunnar Duath now running it forward, taking it down to the wing, looking for options, finds Victor in some space. Victor Aletu. First goal of the Portuguese league goes to Victor Aletu. He is probably one of the players that I would consider selling if a good offer came in. And he's just done that, proving why he is a vice captain as well. Took a bit of a deflection on the way in. It doesn't matter. 12 minutes in, we're 1-0 against Portimonense. That's exactly what you want to see. Yaya playing out to Raquelme now. Portimonense, how are they going to respond in Porto? At the moment, they respond by giving it to Gunnar Duath yet again. Here comes Aletu. Picks up Domini, picks up Figueira. He's off the mark. I think he's onside, to be honest. I didn't see the flag raised there on the far side. I think he's onside. I think he timed his run actually perfectly. No, says the referee. I thought that was onside. I really, really did. I thought he was just... I mean, you can see why I thought that was onside, right? You guys could definitely see why I thought that was onside. I mean, that was so close, but we are still in the lead. We do have a corner. Domini been working on his corners at the back post. Figueira left wide open, and he just heads it wide of the mark. But disappointing on Figueira's side. I feel like he should have hit the target on that occasion. He had a lot of time in the air to try and pick out good direction for the ball and chose the wrong direction. Domini with another corner, looking for Figueira again. This time, he's picked the right direction. Figueira gets in, son. Absolutely fantastic. Good finish as well. Top cross there from Domini. Been working on his corners. And an absolutely fantastic little finish from Figueira, making it 2-0 in the process. Portimonense have really been out of this game. Escobar wins it back. Escobar now running down the wing. Big shoes to fill in the likes of Barco for Escobar. You know what? All he needs to do is just perform and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Julio Cesar. Victor. Looking for options. Has Escobar running behind him. Has Escobar still there? Looking for the Escobar. He finds Escobar in a good position. Duath picks it up. Almeida. Duath. Almeida. Marcio looking for options down the wing. Good little overlap from the wing back. Picks up back to Duath. Back to Victor. Back to Marcio. Back post to Mash. What a goal. That was just brilliantly patient. Patience. As they say in Spain. Tranquilo. Tranquilo. That was brilliant. Look at this. Victor Duath back to Marcio. Picked up the back post. 2 defenders on Mash. And he opens up his account in the Portuguese league with a cracker of a goal. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Look at that. 15 shots, 7 on target. XG of 1.24 only. We're 3-0 up. Can't ask for much more, can we? Can't ask for much more at the moment. Marcio looking for options now. Goes back to Orestes. Can this be number 4? It feels like every time we have a highlight, it looks like we're going to score, and I love to see that. That's exactly the type of team that I've built here with Victor and Figueira looking for Mash, who strikes it from distance. Keeper gets a really good save to that one. And here comes Damani with the free kick, or the corner kick rather, to the back post again. This time Figueira can't get the header in. And that will be the end of that. Of course, in terms of just, player ratings, I know none of the defenders are looking really good, but, I mean, that's understandable. Considering that they haven't had to do much. Almeida. Almeida's through on goal. Almeida, that was a little bit poor, Almeida. That was a little bit poor. Sorry, I had concern with my watch. It was just beeping for some reason. Yaya, Adjeli, Benny. This is much better from Portemese. They're cutting in through. Mash doesn't get the tackle in. Benny looking for it. Falbin gets dispossessed by Almeida. Marcio now with the breakaway, looking to run it forward, and he is going to run it forward. A good ball to Darmani, looking for options in the box. Picks up Almeida. Thiago Almeida. That's number 4. That is brilliant from Thiago. He was looking for that goal all game. A beautiful pass from Marcio to Darmani. Darmani will pick up the assist for this one, and a smash into the back of the net for Almeida. That's 4 goals. That's 4 different goal scorers. I love how we distribute the goals amongst the players. You know, we don't need one player scoring 30 goals when we have 4 players scoring 15 goals. You know what I mean? If goals can come from all 4 of our attackers, that is absolutely brilliant. I mean, last season we proved it. We had 6 players in double digits for goals scored, which is just remarkable. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a finish. Figueira. Oh, let's just look at this game before I do the subs. But wow. This was out of nowhere. Duath picked up, who was that, Almeida? It was Almeida. Good little pass in. One-time shot from Figueira. Off on the crossbar. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see that. 5-0 up. And let's bring in the changes. Let's bring in some players. Orestes can come in for... Danny Bruder can come in for Orestes there. Give him a little bit of a rest. Escobar will bring in Vandermeer. Give him a little bit more time on the ball. Elsewhere, Duath can come in for Amir. He's played extremely well. I want to give Vaz a run as well. We'll bring on Vaz. We'll keep the last sub just in case. Domini has played extremely well. But I mean, we are 5-0 up, so we can bring in some decent subs in there just to get them some game time as well. Vandermeer picks up Mash now. Julio Cesar finds Buder. Almeida gets this possess. Marcio, though, picks up the pieces. Victor looking for options. Trying to pick up Mash. Amir wins that deep in their half. Buder, Marcio coming through down the wing. Marcio cuts inside, looking for Lucas Mash. Keeper gets a hand to it. Victor looking for the options. Can't find another option. Buder. Back to Julio Cesar. The highlight continues. Julio Cesar. Back to Amar. Beautiful ball in for Vaz. Bueno, Vaz. Get in. That's number 6. That's number 2 for Vaz. Or number 3 for Vaz, rather. Scored 2 in the last game. 1 in this game. Making a statement that maybe he should start ahead of Domini, although Domini did score a goal and assist this game. Young Dal couldn't save that. It's 6 past Portemense. It means we skyrocket to the top of the table now with a goal difference of 6. 2 more than Braga, who's won 4-0 in their game. Of course, a couple of teams still yet to play this season or this game, this week. And I was going to bring on one more swap. Almeida back to Buder. Amir looking for options. Julio Cesar taking his time. Buder. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that swap either way. Regardless of how it turns out, we are going to make that swap. Letu is going to come off looking a little bit tired out there. Moya coming on for him in that register role. The nice thing about Moya, can play is the defensive role and the register. Quite easily play both of them. Almeida gets tripped in the box. It is going to be a penalty. I think not like we need a 7th. Although Figueira finding Vandermeer on the back post couldn't get the header in. Buenovaz, Vandermeer. Elijah Vandermeer in the right place at the right time. Scores his first ever goal for Porto as a left back. He tried to get the initial header. It was cleared out there by Yaya. Buenovaz, though, on the edge of the box, picked it up, cuts inside. Vandermeer, the fastest to react. It's 7. 7-0, 6 different goal scorers. Figueira with 2. We have absolutely destroyed Portemese in this game. That's what, 13 goals in 2 games for Porto? Can anybody stop us? Can anybody stop us? With that being said, ladies and gents, top of the table, 7 goals ahead, 7 goal difference. I don't think anybody's going to score 7 in their first game of the season. We should still be on top until we get our game on Wednesday. But in terms of when we're coming back, now we do have Champions League football. I am going to focus a little bit more on Champions League this season. I feel like we've already done everything we can in the league, and judging by the first 2 games of the season, I feel like we are already too good for this league. So we'll probably come back for some Champions League games. I'm not sure which games are going to come up. We haven't had the draw yet, but as soon as I find out that draw, we'll come back for the tasty-looking games. And yeah, I suspect the 2033-2034 season, in terms of videos for you guys, could be a quick one. Obviously, league games, there might be 1 or 2 that we might play against, maybe against teams that we haven't seen before, like Santa Clara. Could be an interesting one to come back to. We haven't played them before. Maybe even do the Cataca de Portugal if we get someone good in there. But I think the main focus is going to be Champions League football this season. Well, couldn't ask for a much better start to the season. Like I mentioned in the video, we're going to focus more on Champions League this season. We want to win that Champions League. That is what we want to do. You guys need to stick around and see if we do that. Doing that, you got to hit the bell. And, of course, obviously be subscribed when you hit the bell to get notified so you know when every single video comes up. That's right, 2:30 South African time. Every Monday to Friday, we've got a brand new Vuvuzela Victory Challenge video for you guys. Leave a comment or 2 down below. Hit the like. Do whatever you want. Amaria. Peace. Chicken grease.